welcome to the channel, all about the blues harmonica. So if you haven't already, thumbs up and subscribe. Okay, so this is designed for people in their sort of first year and beyond maybe, or at least a couple of months when you can get by the basic blues scale. In other words, this. Okay, you won't get the overdraws at the top that I was doing, but you should be able to get the basic blues scale, or you're there and thereabouts. Now I'm playing on a C harmonica here, but at the start when I just played through those different keys, I didn't play in hard keys, they were in easy keys, but I played through them and I did not start in second position, so it might confuse you. Alright? What I'm giving you here is you've got to aim to come up with your own vocabulary, and you've got to learn to start and do this from outset. Now when you play a blues scale, you've got to create rhythm into something. I've deliberately played okay, alright, that was in second position, something that if you're in your first year you'll be able to do. So try and take that kind of concept of rhythm and use it as a springboard to start with. Okay, that's the first thing, because the aim is that what you're trying to do is become you and not somebody else. Alright, most people tend to become other people, and I learned a long time as a jazz musician, as a jazz saxophonist, you have to come up with your own way of doing things in order to be recognized. It's very important. And at jazz school or college or whatever, university, wherever you go, one of the first things that people will tell you is to listen to as many different things as possible. And I've mentioned this on other videos. The reason is why? Because it's the only way that you'll come up with your own style. You get a lot of artists, for example, who might be able to mimic Monet after 10 or 15 years study, or they can mimic a Turner even, or something like that, and they can mimic the abstract impressionisms and beyond and all the rest of it, but they've nothing of themselves there. They spend their whole life as a mimic. And this is one of my pet hates that I hear all the time. Now the most fun and exciting thing is that you are learning to branch out. Everybody's a tree from a starting point, and you branch out. Now, I've given you something little here. Alright, giving you something here. Alright, and for example, just take that idea and run with it. Alright, I'm not playing it like a, which has no musicality in it at all, and I've just changed the rhythm deliberately. And the most important thing is, as soon as possible, you start moving it into the keys. And this is something that I coach in the first year with people. It's really important because it's about hearing what's around you at any given moment in time, and that's like really important. But out of box harmonicas, you can get all the notes, you don't need to spend a lot of money. Alright, and that's the phrase and the tip for today, is just try that little line coming down. It's a blues scale. There's no major thirds, no sixths in it, no major sevenths, no sharp fives, nothing, just a blues scale. Alright, that's all it is. And I've deliberately done it to emphasize the flat five as I play that phrase coming down. Alright? And it's something that you should play with and then experiment with. Most important thing is to experiment with what you're doing and to develop and to listen to as many different things as you can. Very important to do that, and not to listen to harmonica players all the time, because the best players aren't really the harmonica players. So you go and listen to the best and then you filter it down. And it's like language. If you spend time in France, you'll pick the accents up. If you're living in Paris, if you're living in Germany, and you're British, for example, I am, okay, you might be American, Canadian, whatever. Australian, whoever. But as you go to different countries, you'll pick the accent up if you're listening to that particular dialect all the time. And it's the same in music. When you develop a saxophone tone, it takes years because you have to have the sound in your head. Now, it's not as imperative with this, but there's still a sound quality going on that will develop from what you listen to. And then you can emulate and play with sound and get tonal qualities. But that's something that's more advanced. But in order to get there, to start playing with those things, you have to nail down this other stuff first and have a lot of fun with it. We start with the blues scales and then we work out, alright? But you must attack these phrases and attempt your own thinking and coming up with things and using a block to start with. Now I've other tutorials on that. Okay, so there's a tip for today. Take that line as I've played it and then just start moving it around on your own, okay? Alright, thumbs up and subscribe. As always, I'll catch you on the rebound.